In today's lesson, we learned about the word history. In the first part of that definition, we looked at it was a record of events as they happen over time. So for you, when you think about the events of your life, you think about possibly the time you were born and came home, possibly wrapped in a blanket. You may even think about the time when you had that great birthday cake, your favorite birthday cake. Or possibly the time when you got your first bicycle. So when we look at these events here, we think really about the time, about when they happen. So it's the time of when they happen. But the second part of this definition says it's the study of causes and meaning of those events. So we think about the why. History has a tendency to sometimes repeat itself, and sometimes there are those events in history that probably won't be repeated, but they have huge importance to us, and the question of why they happen becomes even more important. For instance, would be Jesus is dying on the cross. He needed to die on the cross for our sins so that we could be found perfect before God. Another why that's very important would be that maybe in a case of war. We don't enjoy war, but sometimes war happens. And looking back as to why war happened can help us not to relive that event and possibly enter another war. And another one would be, more personal to you maybe, as you get into an argument with a friend and it makes you very unhappy. And knowing why you got into this argument with your friend is very important, because if you know why you got into the argument with your friend, you can avoid that next time and possibly not have another argument. So when you're thinking about history, it's always important to think about when it happened, but more importantly, why it happened.